Welcome to Biology My Passion. I am Soumya Harikrishna. In the previous video, we learned about the Mendelian genetics and monohybrid cross. Now let us discuss dihybrid cross. When we are considering only one character, that is called a monohybrid. When we are considering two characters at a time, that is called a dihybrid cross. Example, plant height and seed shape. You know, plant height has got two alternatives. Which are they? Tall and short. Tall is dominant, short is recessive. The same way, seed shape also has got two alternatives. Round and wrinkled. Round is dominant over wrinkled seed. So now let us try the cross. So, if we are crossing a tall plant with a round seed, both dominant traits, both dominant trait and homozygous. Homozygous means what? Both the alleles are same. With, it's a recessive, short and a wrinkled seed. Short, wrinkled. Now we have to write the genotype. This is phenotype, expression. Now we have to write the genotype. For tall, what can we write? Capital T, because each individual is inheriting two alleles of each gene from different parents, right? The same way around, capital R. So since these two alphabets are same or alleles are the same, we call it as homozygous. And they are dominant. It's homozygous dominant. Now the next one is homozygous recessive. That is small t. Here it is capital T, so we will write small t. Small t, small r. Okay, this is the genotype. When this plant is forming gametes, you know, gamete will inherit only one allele. So out of these capital T, once capital T will come, but doesn't make any difference because both are same. Then here out of this, one will come, so capital R. Right? So I am putting a circle here. Why? I am showing haploid condition. Each allele, only one allele will be expressed in the germ cell. Here also small t, small r. Now cross pollination. This, when we are combining this, we will have to just write these two. But always write T together, R together. Among them, capital first, small letter later. So what will you write? Capital T, capital R, small r. So what is this? This is the first generation or F1 generation, first filial generation. What is the phenotype? Capital T is present, so it will be tall. Capital R is present, so it will be round. Tall, round. How will we go for the second round or second generation? It is always self-pollination. Capital T, small t, capital R, small r into capital T, small t, capital R, small r. Now how will we get the gametes? See, it is like this. So first combination of gametes, capital T with capital R. Another possibility is capital T with small r. Okay, so capital T can either combine with capital R or capital T can be with small letter r. Now the next combination, small t. It will be with capital R or it can be with small r. This side is the same because they both are self-pollination, same. So this side also will be same. Now to show the F2, we have to draw a checkerboard. How many columns should be there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 into 4, 16 boxes should be there in the checkerboard. Let us draw that. While writing dihybrid cross, the first set of gametes from the parent, we have to write on top horizontally. The next step we will be writing vertically down. Now we have to do like a cross multiplication. So here you know that capital T, capital R, capital R. Always write T together, then R together. Among them, capital letter first, then small letter. So from here, capital T, here capital T, here capital R, here small r. Then the third one here, capital T, here small t, capital R, capital R. Capital T, small t, capital R, small r. The next row, capital T, capital T, capital R, small r. So we can complete all this like this. So here again, this is capital T, here it's small t, capital R, small r, sorry, capital R. Then capital T, small t, capital R, small r, small t, capital R, small t, capital R, small r. Then the last one, capital T, small t, capital R, small r, capital T, small r, small r, capital small t, capital R, small r, small t, small r, small r. So now if you write the phenotype, so this phenotype, the capital letter is present, its phenotype we have to write. At least one capital T is there, then tall. If capital R is there, round. So tall, round, tall, round, tall, round, tall, round, tall, round. Then this is not tall, this is tall, round. Here again, tall, round, tall, round. Here again, tall, round. Okay. So how many tall round did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tall round we got. Okay. Now look at the next one. What is this? Capital T is there, so it is tall, but only small are present, so it is wrinkled. So tall, wrinkled. This is also tall, wrinkled. Here again, tall, wrinkled. Okay. So three of them are tall, wrinkled. Next, what is this? This is short, right? Short, round. This is also short, round. Here again, short, round. So next three are short, round. The last one is now coming to the recessive. That means short, wrinkled. So the last one is short, wrinkled. So we are getting the ratio 9:3:3:1. So phenotypic ratio only you have to learn 9:3:3:1. The genotypic ratio, if you arrange them according to the genotype, you know that one is 1 tall, capital T, capital R, capital R. Like that if you write, you have to get 1:2:1. Then it's double. 2:4:2. Then again the first three. 1:2:1. So these are the ratios. So whenever you are writing the dihybrid cross also, please ensure that you are writing till the ratio. Okay, so you have to write only phenotypic ratio for class 10 level. So this is the dihybrid cross. But now if you analyze this, you know that 9 of these plants are having tall round character. So it is like one of the first parent. In the initial first parent we took was tall round and short wrinkled. So you can see that 9 of them are like the first parent, tall round. 1 of them like the second parent, short and wrinkled. But what about this tall and wrinkled? It was not in the parental combination. Or short and round was also not in the parental combination. But here 2 new combinations form. Tall combined with wrinkled and round combined with short. So these are 2 new combinations. So based on this, Mendel proposed his third law of genetics, that is independent assortment. He told when more than 2 genes are there, then each one can assort independently. It's not that always tall should be with round, or it is not that always the short should be with the wrinkled. No, tall can be wrinkled also, short can be round also. Now let us see one more example. Yellow wrinkled into green round. Here yellow and green are the seed color. Okay, yellow is dominant over green. Whereas wrinkled and round are the seed shape. But we know that round is dominant and wrinkled is recessive. So it's a slightly different question. Here, first parent yellow is a dominant trait, whereas wrinkled is a recessive trait. The second one, green is a recessive trait, round is a dominant trait. So how will it come? Let us see. So when you are writing yellow, what are the alleles for yellow? Capital Y, dominant. Whereas wrinkled is a recessive one. What is the dominant trait? Round. So capital R. Its small r should come here. Small r, small r. Here what will come? Small y, small y. Round is dominant. Capital R, capital. Now what are the gametes? Capital Y, small r, and small y, capital R. When we are cross-pollinating, we will get capital Y, small y, capital R, small r. Yellow, round. Now this is like the previous F1. So it is same. Hereafter it is going to be the same. But only while taking the gametes you need to be little careful. One is a dominant trait, other one is a recessive trait. Hereafter it is the same. So we are going to do capital Y, small y, capital R, small r into the same because it is self-pollination. So how will you get capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small r, small y, capital R, small y, small r. Same here also. Now we can do the F2. When we look at the F2 ratio, see this is the same way we wrote. All the four gametes are written on top, then the same down. When we do cross multiplication, again we are coming to the same ratio. 9 of them are yellow round, 3 of them are yellow wrinkled, 3 of them are green round, green wrinkled one type. So along with that, old combination or parental combination, new combination forming. So this is called a law of independent assortment. Each gene is independently assorting at the time of gamete formation. Now you can practice different questions combining two qualities together and practice your own. Always you have to get the ratio 9:3:3:1.